Now, we've been bringing you specials all day on the extraordinary work that's been done for inclusivity of women in various fields on the occasion of Women's Day. But we must address that the nation and its safety measures for women is still a work in progress. A shocking case of rape has been reported from Karnataka. Two women, including a 27-year-old Israeli tourist and a homestay owner, were allegedly gang raped by three men in Karnataka. This incident took place on Thursday, and the women were stargazing near a serene bank of a canal at around 11:30 p.m. in Koppal, about 350 kilometers from tech hub Bengaluru. Now, the accused had pushed three other travelers into the canal before targeting the women. They arrived on a motorbike and had attempted to extort these tourists before they raped the women. A senior police officer has also assured that the accused will be arrested soon and that they've been identified. The question now, of course, arises: what more should be done to ensure women are safe in the country, especially for female travelers? My colleague Nihal joins us with more details on this case. Nihal, take us through more details. We're, of course, learning that one of the travelers who had accompanied the women, his body has been recovered from the canal, and the medical test of these women is being done as well.
Yes, the Superintendent of Police of Koppal said that three of the men who were with these two women were pushed by these accused persons, and then they fell into the deep canal. Two of them, one American and one from Maharashtra, both of them swam out, but one person had got stuck. He's Biswa from Odisha. He is 32-year-old, and his dead body was recovered today after almost 24 hours. So it is a shocking news, and the SP said that the primary preliminary investigation reveals that all of them, all the accused, were speaking Kannada and Telugu, and they have been identified more or less, and soon they will be nabbed. 6 police teams have been formed, and they are looking for them, and soon they will be arrested. This is what the Superintendent of Police and the Inspector General of Police, Bellary Range, both have assured that soon they will be nabbed. And but it happened around midnight on 6th, when the Israeli lady, as well as the American and 3 Indians, and the 4th lady, who is the owner of that stay home, they were all gazing the star, they were singing, and after dinner they had assembled over there on the bank of the canal.
Right, Nihal, and as per the police's statement, we're also learning that these 3 men who'd arrived on a motorbike had attempted to extort the tourists first. They had asked for about 20 rupees, and they said, we want 100 rupees. And when they were denied money, then they started assaulting them and then ended up raping these women.
See, the Inspector General of Police of Bellary Range has said that first, when they approached them, these 3 accused, they asked them for some money, 20 rupees, then 50 rupees, then 100 rupees, and from here the brawl started, and it finally became fatal, as one of them succumbed to the injury, as well as he died because of drowning. So it is really a shocking incident, and the SP has also said that they had intentionally, it seems, approached there, and after that they attacked this group, and then they pushed them into the canal, and after that they sexually assaulted both the ladies, and then they ran away from there. But the medical report is awaited. Most probably it will come out today by evening, and only after that picture will be clear. But as per the provisions of the new law, rape case has been booked, but still the medical report is awaited.
Nihal, stay on with us. Let's quickly listen into what the police had to say.
ಕೊಪ್ಪಳ ಜಿಲ್ಲೆಯ ಗಂಗಾವತಿ ಗ್ರಾಮೀಣ ಪೊಲೀಸ್ ಠಾಣೆ ವ್ಯಾಪ್ತಿಯಲ್ಲಿ ನಡೆದಿದೆ. ನಿನ್ನೆ ದಿವಸ ರಾತ್ರಿ ಸುಮಾರು 11:30 ಸುಮಾರಿಗೆ 2 ಮಹಿಳೆಯರು ಮತ್ತು 3 ಜನ ಪುರುಷರು, ಯಾರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ 4 ಜನ ಪ್ರವಾಸಿಗರು, ಹಂಪಿ ಮತ್ತು ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಆನೆಗೊಂದಿ ಸುತ್ತಮುತ್ತ ಪ್ರದೇಶಗಳನ್ನ ನೋಡ್ಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಬಂದಿದ್ದವರು ಒಂದು ಖಾಸಗಿ ಹೋಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇನಲ್ಲಿ ಉಳ್ಕೊಂಡಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಆ 4 ಜನ ಪ್ರವಾಸಿಗರು, ಅದರಲ್ಲಿ ಒಬ್ಬರು ಮಹಿಳೆ ಮತ್ತು 3 ಜನ ಪುರುಷರು, ಮತ್ತು ಏನು ಖಾಸಗಿ ಹೋಮ್ ಸ್ಟೇ ಮಾಲೀಕಿ ಅವರುಗಳು ಊಟ ಆದಮೇಲೆ ಹೀಗೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಬಂದು ಒಂದು ವಿಹಾರಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಬಂದು, ಅವ್ರು ಹೇಳೋ ಪ್ರಕಾರ ನಕ್ಷತ್ರಗಳನ್ನು ನೋಡಲಿಕ್ಕೆ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಬಂದು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಕೂತಿರ್ತಾರೆ. ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾಗ ಅವರು ಮಾತುಕತೆ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಕೂತಿದ್ದಾಗ 3 ಜನ ಯುವಕರು ಅಥವಾ ಪುರುಷರು ಮೋಟ್ರ್ ಬೈಕ್ ಮೇಲೆ ಬಂದು ಅವ್ರ ಹತ್ರ ನಮಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಸಿಗುತ್ತಾ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಅವರು ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಗೊತ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಬೇರೆ ಕಡೆ ವಿಚಾರಿಸಿ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ ಪೆಟ್ರೋಲ್ ಹತ್ರ ದುಡ್ಡಿಲ್ಲ, ದುಡ್ಡು ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಅವರು ನಮ್ಮ ಹತ್ರ 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಇದೆ ತಗೊಳ್ಳಿ ಅಂತ 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಕೊಡೋಕೆ ಹೋದಾಗ ನಮಗೆ 20 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬೇಡ, 100 ರೂಪಾಯಿ ಬೇಕು ಅಂತ ಹೇಳಿ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ವಾದ ವಿವಾದ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ, ಜಗಳ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. ಆವಾಗ ಏನು ಮಾಡ್ತಾರೆ, ಆ 3 ಜನ ಯುವಕರು ಈ ಏನು 3 ಜನ ಪುರುಷರಿದ್ದಲ್ಲ ಅವ್ರ ಜೊತೆ ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಅವ್ರಿಗೆ ಹೊಡೆದು ಆ 3 ಜನರನ್ನ ಈ ಒಂದು ಕಾಲುವೆಗೆ ತಳ್ಳಿಬಿಡ್ತಾರೆ. 3 ಜನನ ತಳ್ಳಿಬಿಟ್ಟಾಗ ಅವ್ರು 3 ಜನ ಕೊಚ್ಕೊಂಡು ಹೋಗ್ತಾರೆ. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಕೆಳಭಾಗದಲ್ಲೇ ಹೋಗಿ ಇಬ್ಬರು ಯಾರು ಡ್ಯಾನಿಯಲ್ ಮತ್ತು ಪಂಕಜ್ ಅವರು ಈಜಾಡ್ಕೊಂಡು ಮೇಲೆ ಬರ್ತಾರೆ.
I'm being joined by women's rights activist Brinda Adige at the moment. Thank you for joining us, ma'am. Now, women are given guidelines and they're asked to stay safe as travelers. But what more can we do as a nation to make our public spaces more safe for them?
See, first and foremost, we need to move out of the space where we are asking women to stay safe, where we are asking the woman to defend herself every time. We need to get into a mode where we are saying that harming, violating, sexually assaulting women is a crime. Now, that message can go strongly only if our police and our judiciary act swiftly. Because we know that even if the police register a case and bring it all the way to the court, we are seeing that these are languishing in court for years together. Now, that is the impunity that these rapists have, the ones who molest have. That said, it is a tourist spot. Why was there no patrolling by the police?
Absolutely.
Because we know that tourist spots, you have all kinds of people coming there, and especially people who are coming from outside Bangalore and Karnataka and probably India also. So all their safety is important. So what happened to police patrolling? Now, they must not give us an excuse that there are vacancies that are empty, that we don't have the funds. All those stories in this age and time is unacceptable. It is the responsibility of the state. We want to hold the state accountable.
Stay on with us, ma'am. Let me bring in Ramachandran, who's calling us from Chennai. Thank you for calling us, sir. Please share your thoughts on this incident.
Madam, in fact, in Chennai, they have launched a QR code, I think yesterday, quick response code to ensure women's safety. Especially, they are going to distribute stickers to autos as well as cabs. They have already started doing it. So it will be, the stickers will be pasted on the autos and cabs. And if the call is received from anybody, I mean, they are immediately going to take action within very short period of time.
Right.
I think that is one of the steps which can be implemented throughout. I think Karnataka can also take a cue from Tamil Nadu. I think
Absolutely.
Anybody can, yeah. I think that is one of the things which can be done to ensure or to improve women's safety.
Absolutely. Thank you for joining us, sir, and sharing your thoughts. There, Brinda Adige, now, police patrol, like you said, street lights, CCTV, and like Mr. Ramachandran was mentioning, digital spaces like QR codes. There's so many things that could be implemented. These are no-brainers that must be used when it comes to such, like you said, such areas that are not just tourist spots, but in fact, all streets must have CCTVs, police patrols, street lights to ensure that women are, in fact, safe in these public places.
You're absolutely right, and that is one of the first things to be done. But that said, let us also place on record that CCTV cameras cannot be just installed. There has to be monitoring, because we are looking at prevention and we are looking at if a crime happens, then there is some evidence available. But we want to go beyond that. Education and that fear of law. So is this happening is a big question. Are our children being taught about this? Are colleges being taught about it? Are companies teaching about safety and protection and that assaulting a woman is a crime? All of this is also to be going hand in hand simultaneously. Prevention is one part, education is important, putting in place all of your technology is very important, but at the end of the day, the brass tacks is, do they have the fear of the law?
Absolutely.
And that can come only from the police and the judiciary and the prosecution.
Absolutely, ma'am. And like you said, empowerment is also key when it comes to this, and awareness is also an important part. Not just empowering women in terms of self-defense, which we already do, but also empowering, say, startups who are coming up with innovative ideas to keep women safe, but ensure that they get enough traction and they get enough space to ensure that they grow, and this could actually be implemented in a large scale as well. Now, there are a lot of NGOs and startups that are already working towards this.
You're absolutely right. Startups and NGOs, all of us are doing. But much of our work seems to be after a crime has been committed. We want to look at prevention. And we also want, like I said, the fear of law. The fear of the law is the only one that is going to probably aid prevention.
Absolutely.
And the impunity would be reduced. Because today, I think impunity is very high. At the end of the day, there is this question, you can go and report. What will happen? I will come out on bail.
Right.
And then what? There's nothing at stake for the culprit or the perpetrator. Now we want all of that to be put into action. And this must begin no matter who the perpetrator is, who the sexual violator is. Doesn't matter how rich or how powerful that person is. That is the message the state must give.
Absolutely. Like you said, one of the most important parts of this, and I fear the only thing that could ensure that not a single person would dare to do something like this, is fast-tracking the law, ensuring and putting the fear of the law into the public as well, and ensuring that investigation is done in a timely manner. Like you said, that fear goes away once people realize that perhaps the law is not going to work as fast, and they could abscond and not be caught and in fact get away with doing something like this.
You're absolutely right, because like you mentioned the word absconding. Often we see almost 85% of the cases, the police come to court to say, oh, he's absconding. So then what were you doing? What kind of bail restrictions and conditions were placed? Why were they not upheld? So we are asking the police these questions. And the police in today with the sophisticated technology can easily keep track of people who are out on bail. And that is what the police is not doing, one. The other is, I think it is time for my country today to pledge that safety of women must be taken, will be taken on a mission mode. If we, India, could take up Swachh Bharat so seriously, so strongly, it is important that we take this mission mode for safety of women and safety of children. Otherwise, we will be having only one part or one group or one company only handling all of this. It is our responsibility as families, as individuals, as communities, as institutions, as state, and as national government.
Absolutely. Stay on with us, Brinda Adige. I'm also being joined at this moment by Prabhu from Chennai. Thank you for joining us, sir. What are your thoughts on this incident?
Actually, I feel there is a lot of drug abuse also happening now. So, because of which these young men get into trouble and they trouble the women. So, one thing that we may need to look at is also the drug abuse.
Right. All right.
See, we are in Chennai. I can find people roaming around and freely, consuming drugs and other substances. Basically, it's a substance abuse.
Right, I get your point that there are people who are under the influence of alcohol or drugs. Right,
yeah,
who also
right.
do
and
this is what you're trying to say. Right, I get your point. And that is true when it comes to, of course, it's not all of them. All of the perpetrators are not under the influence. And even if they are, they do know what their actions are and their repercussions.
Right.
But of course, talking about foreign travelers especially, they are usually targeted, Brinda Adige, by locals. And they're seen as easier targets sometimes as well. How do we protect them as well? And especially when it comes to some of these events where, like Mr. Prabhu mentioned, some of these men are under the influence and they just get away with doing whatever they want, also under the pretext of not being of sane mind.
See, that drug abuse is a wholly different discussion, but drug is also one of those influencers where, there is this whole sense of, I don't care, come what may.
Right.
And that said, again, we come back to this whole point of patrolling.
Yeah.
When we talk of a tourist spot, patrolling is the number one security issue. And that cannot be compromised for any reason. You need to have CCTV cameras on those spots. We need to have street lights, but we want patrolling. Patrolling need not always be done only by police. we could also have community patrolling over there.
Right.
We can also have wardens who are patrolling, because information can reach the police and they can reach the spot in 10-20 minutes. But that patrolling is not happening. And when we talk of patrolling, it is keeping watch, not only of the monuments over there, but foreign tourists who come. Because foreign tourists go by India's Atithi Devo Bhava. Now, if that is the case, I dare not make excuses. So when we talk of foreign tourists and we are talking of women, we need to be careful, doubly careful, that they are protected and that they feel safe. And that feeling of safety will come only when everybody works together. And that means the police has the first responsibility and the community the next.
Stay on with us, Brinda Adige. I'm being joined by Suresh from Hyderabad. Sir, what are your thoughts as far as how we can keep women safe in the public space?
Very good afternoon to you all. And I think now when I see NDTV, the change channel in Bharat with the modern Now Bharat, the same thing, the cops, the police have to change, upgrade themselves with the IT. The Bangalore, the IT city, the pioneer of the cities across the country and well known in the world. But the entire security, the buzz, like suppose I have to call a cop in Bengaluru, it was a decade back, it was so friendly. Now it's not friendly. The second part I'm saying is CISF's kind of forces should be deployed in metros and mini metros, where one tourist or some outsider of the state can immediately dial and he gets a protection or at least bailed out of such kind of situations. So these are the things which have to be very, very prominently known on the railway stations, the airways, buses. We need a lot of publicity for the protection security so that these kind of guys, anti-socials, anti-nations, should be shivering when they get a call. Absolutely. And I can tell you one big example. I'm from Hyderabad and we've seen the changes with Mr. Naidu being a CM those days. Even a auto driver used to shiver if I say, please take me to cop because you are charging me higher. Now Telangana is to dogs, Karnataka, Bengaluru is to dogs. Nobody cares. Cops is the last thing they shiver. So I suggest once again, IT has to come in. And one of these like TCS or Infosys should take up the project and do a wonderful collaboration with the central government and protect the people.
So upgrading security is what you're saying. I'm also being joined by Ravi from Bengaluru. Mr. Ravi, what are your thoughts in terms of ensuring that we have more security in public spaces?
Yeah, hi. I've got a couple of suggestions here. The first thing is, I personally feel that the quantum of punishment is not enough. Simply not enough for crimes against women, whether it is international women or whether it is local rape which are happening. That is point number one. Point number two, police is very, very efficient in catching up people, rounding up people in the first 24 hours or something. You will have to give them a free hand to exercise their duty and then punish accordingly. So once when there is a catch which is happening, this is the biggest dilemma in India, right? I mean, there are the same social activists who come and say human rights, you should not beat him, you should not punish him. I mean, you cannot give him a biryani and then teach him how to behave in society, right? I mean, you'll have to give him some punishment. So there is the Indian society is hugely divided between two. One is the social activist and the Human Rights Commission who says that you should not do anything about it. And on the other side, you'll have to curtail these type of things also. So as India as a whole, all these important people should come down, sit down and then say, okay, this particular crime...
Absolutely. Mr. Ravi, I've got your point. Right. I'm also being joined by Mr. Kumar from Bengaluru. Mr. Kumar, your thoughts quickly, sir.
Yeah, see, India has become the rape capital of the world. And it's a shame that we chide and pride ourselves that we are, a hospitable country. We have this Sanatan Dharma and whatnot, and we respect our women. But when it comes to rape, we don't have stringent punishment at all. unlike in, say, let's say in the Gulf countries. Why
I
this
get
is
your
not
point,
happening?
Mr. Kumar. There again, unfortunately, because of paucity of time, I'm going to have to limit what callers say. But of course, most of them repeating this fact, Brinda Adige, that the security must be enhanced, but most importantly, fear of the law and punishment must come first. So in terms of India improving its safety and going up to international standards, it's not to say that other nations are completely safe, but we can get there if we, like you said, act in a mission mode to implement these suggestions that have come forward.
I absolutely agree with you, and let us place on record, we are not the rape capital.
Absolutely
there are
right.
other countries where rape is even much, much more higher.
Absolutely.
What is happening just now is a little more reporting, and that we should be welcoming, because it is a lot of awareness and there is a little confidence in maybe the police, maybe the court, whatever it might be. So that reporting must continue. Let's not get carried away by saying because of this reporting, we have now become the rape capital of the world. Certainly not. That said, let us also place on record, police's job is to enforce law.
Right.
Not to extend punishment to anybody. Police cannot be beating anyone. Police cannot be doing encounters to anybody. That is the law. That is the court's job. Our job is to report, and our job is to ensure that we report quickly. And if we can witness, let us go to court also to witness and educate ourselves.
Absolutely. Thank you, Brinda Adige, for joining us and sharing your valuable insights on this particular story.